So I wanted to do a video that looked at the upper respiratory system on this model we are using here. Remind ourselves that we are actually looking here at the top of the head. This model is a very large, long plaque that is very difficult to get under the document cam. So we only have the upper part here, but the bottom here, the top here, the mouth here, and the nostrils here. So we want to get ourselves just a little situated with this model as we try to get ourselves a little bit around it. And we want to start by first taking this portion of the model and removing it that contains the parotid glands here. And we're left into the oral cavity and the nasal passages. On this model, we'll start here as we're breathing in through the nose and trace our way down to the trachea. So we start here as we pass through to the external nares, or the nostrils, external nares, into the nasal vestibule, this opening in the nose. We pass through here over these bones, one of the projections of ethmoid and several other bones called the nasal conchae. The superior, middle, and inferior nasal conchae, as the wind passes over them, creating turbulence as they pass down here into the internal nares here, this opening. At the end of internal nares, you will find the soft palate. You will also continue that this passageway is completed also at the hard palate. Once we reach this area here in the back of the nasal passages, we reach this area called the nasopharynx. We pass down here to this part past this soft palate to where the oral cavity is coming in, the oropharynx. As we pass our way down, we hit here to where the larynx is found. Here you can see the epiglottis of the larynx. We pass into the laryngopharynx, passing down either to the esophagus or down into the trachea. Some other structures that you can note here is our laryngeal, our little laryngeal tonsils. You can see the epiglottis, the thyroid cartilage, and the cartilage of the trachea, and the cricoid cartilage coming around posteriorly here. So you can see some of the parts of the larynx that come through the glottis here, and some of the various tonsils that we discussed. And the best one that's most visible is the laryngeal tonsil. And of course some of the teeth and musculature of the tongue. But that generally does it for the upper passageways we discussed, ranging from the external nares to the internal nares, the nasal passage chamber running into here, with the nasal vestibule, nasal conchae, superior, middle, and inferior, internal nares, nasopharynx, oropharynx, laryngopharynx, into larynx to trachea, with some of the other structures there. No, there are things that you cannot see on this plaque, but that'll be helpful into studying for these that may be on your exam. And that concludes my video discussing the upper respiratory system. You also see one on the larynx and some of the other respiratory structures, spleen, and other structures visible on these models. And that concludes my video.